All right, guys, here we go. Next match lesson from Tar Heel Free Gun down in South Carolina. This one is on rifle transitions, not this shotgun spinner. So after you shot this spinner and you shot down there and you shot this flying clay and you shot all this paper and then you shot through here, then you shot that long piece of steel that I missed a bunch and then you shot through there. Then you shot a bunch of rifle, then you got in the boat and you shot 4 targets at about 230 yards across this pond or lake. It's kind of right on the border. I'm going to call it a pond. So a couple things I want to talk about here. Thing number one, I actually dialed on this stage. 230 yards is 0.7 mils in my scope. Those are the only long-range targets on the stage. It didn't do me any good to hold. I didn't have to hold for anything else. All the paper that I shot with the rifle early on, I shot with an offset red dot. But even if I dialed, that would not have caused any paper misses. So this is one of the very, very, very rare cases where I pre-dialed my scope to a distance because all the shots were at the same distance. They were also kind of hard shots. They were 230-yard A-zone steel, which I believe is 4 inches wide. So kind of tough pokes, and the shooting position, despite being seated with the tripod, was actually kind of shit. The boat was real clapped. Everything moved every time you moved. It was way, way less good than you thought it was going to be. But what we're talking about today is transitioning from one target to another when you're shooting. So one of the things I'm doing here, so I'm going to break my shot and I'm going to keep my entire shooting structure behind the rifle. I don't want to rebuild all of this. I don't want to spend any more time doing the not shooting part than I absolutely have to. So break my shot. I keep my gun in the shoulder. I keep my hands where they are. I am just bringing my head up a bit so I can see over the top of the scope. I am sliding behind the rifle. When I find my next target, I'm bringing my head back down. My target should be in my scope at that point. Firing my next shot, bring my head up. Oh, the thing is fired 2 on that one. Bring my head up. Everything is staying the same. I'm just sliding behind my rifle. Once I see the target, I'm bringing my head back down into the scope, firing my shot, and then moving on, right? So here is this entire array. I'm going to go all the way from the front. There we go. All right, so here's the entire array, and I just want you to watch the movement behind the rifle, how little I change going from position to position. And the main thing is the movement with the head. So I'm coming up. I'm just looking over the top of the scope so I can see the next target. I don't want to search for targets through my scope. I want to be able to drop my head down, look through my scope, and see those targets immediately. This is why you see people in like PRS and NRL running a red dot on top of their scope because you end up doing stuff like this a lot, but you have a significantly smaller field of view with a really high-powered scope. So if you're shooting like a Razor 6-36, first of all, you should never shoot the thing on 36 in a match because that's crazy talk. But if you're cranked up to like 20 or something because you're shooting some really long target, your field of view is going to get pretty small at some point. So it's even more important to do this correctly in those situations. That's why people run red dots on top of scopes. I've never found the red dot to be faster for me in 3-gun. I'm considering it for NRL, but in this specific case, I don't think it gains you anything. I think it's just an extra piece of gear to have on your rifle, and I don't want to add anything there that doesn't need to be there. So I'm just going to look over the top of my scope. But watch this array. Watch how I move behind the rifle. Head up, keep my structure, move to the next target, head down, fire my shots, head up, keep my structure, move to the next target, etc., etc. Here we go. And that is it. We'll see you guys next time.